Barbara Mandrell didn't just leave country music. When she stepped away, Nashville quietly decided something final. No woman would ever be allowed to control the genre like that again. That loss was permanent, and it's still shaping country music today. Barbara Mandrell paid the price for winning too completely. She wasn't punished because she failed. She was constrained because she succeeded everywhere at once. Radio couldn't control her. Television amplified her. Touring proved she didn't need permission. And when an artist no longer needs the system doesn't fight back. It waits. By the early 1980s, Barbara Mandrell had something no one before her ever held. Not just hits, not just awards, control. She was selling millions of records, winning Entertainer of the Year, hosting a primetime network television show, all at the same time. That combination had never existed before, and it would never be allowed again. Years later, Barbara Mandrell would say something that sounds small, but explains everything. "I never wanted to fight the business," she said. "I just wanted to do the work." That sentence mattered more than she knew, because artists who don't want to fight the business are the hardest ones for the business to manage. This is where the story usually gets softened. People talk about talent, work ethic, charm. All of that is true, but it's not why this story still unsettles Nashville. The real issue was simpler. Barbara Mandrell didn't need to be shaped. Long before the charts, before television, before the trophies, she was already outworking the room. By her teenage years, she wasn't just a singer, she was a professional musician. Steel guitar, banjo, accordion, saxophone. Not for show, not as a trick. She showed up knowing how to do the job. And musicians noticed, because musicians who can replace themselves don't stay dependent. When her recording career took off, it didn't climb slowly. It surged, hit after hit, not one lucky break, a run. Then came the awards, Female Vocalist of the Year, again and again. Then came the moment Nashville wasn't prepared for. Barbara Mandrell started winning Entertainer of the Year. That award wasn't symbolic. It meant leverage. It meant ticket sales. It meant touring power. It meant the audience followed her, not the label. She kept winning it. This level of dominance should have guaranteed permanence. It didn't. Because then she crossed a line the industry doesn't like artists crossing. She brought that power to television. Her variety show didn't just succeed, it dominated. Weekly ratings, mainstream households, country fans sitting next to people who didn't even like country music. That's when the tone shifted. Not publicly, not angrily, quietly. Because Nashville loves success until it can't contain it. Radio programmers couldn't box her in. Television executives widened her reach. Touring numbers proved she didn't need either. Nobody ever wrote anything down, but everyone understood what was happening. Doors didn't slam, they narrowed. Opportunities didn't vanish, they came with conditions. This should have protected her. It didn't. Then in 1984, the story broke open. A devastating car accident nearly ended her life. Not her career, her life. Recovery wasn't inspirational, it was slow, painful, uncertain. This is where most stories turn triumphant. The comeback, the victory lap. Barbara Mandrell did come back, but the power didn't. Because while she was healing, the system adjusted. When she returned, the combination she once held was gone. Radio here, television there, touring over there. The lanes were separated. Dolly Parton once put it in plain language. "The moment you stop needing the business," she said, "is the moment it decides how much of you it can live without." Barbara Mandrell had already crossed that line. This is the part people misunderstand. They think she left because she was tired. She left because the choice had narrowed. Stay and operate under rules designed to make sure no one ever held that much power again. Or leave before the system finished deciding for her. So she chose the ending. Not a fade out, not a slow decline, a decision. She set a date, And in 1997, on the stage that mattered most to her, she said goodbye. No scandal, no public fight, no desperation tour, just control, one last time. And here's the second loss most people never talk about. After Barbara Mandrell left, the industry didn't correct itself. It refined itself. Radio stayed radio, television stayed television, touring stayed touring. No single woman was ever allowed to hold all three again. Not because it couldn't happen, because it wouldn't be allowed to. One executive would later admit quietly, what she did worked too well, that was the problem. Most people remember Barbara Mandrell's departure as graceful, because that version is easier to live with. The truth is harder. She didn't leave too early. She left at the exact moment dominance stopped being rewarded and started being managed. Her career didn't end in decline. It ended at the boundary, and that boundary never moved back. Barbara Mandrell didn't just walk away from country music. She showed exactly how much control the system would tolerate and exactly where it draws the line.